Jeff has a national championship ring when he was at Alabama. He's an excellent football coach, and he also has a Super Bowl ring.
Yes.
From Philadelphia. So not many people have those. Not many people get two. One from college and one from pro football. That's a really unique accomplishment to have.
Before we pop him on, I think at this point, Tone will probably just. Oh, hold on. Tone's got a note for me. Okay. Yeah, we'll pop on Coach Wylie next week at this point. Oh, there he is. All right. There we got him. All right. Tone, you worked the magic. There he is. Coach Bob Wylie checking in. Football Friday affair. Good morning, Coach. How are you out there?
How we doing today, guys?
We're holding up the best we can, man. We appreciate all your love and support. And I know we were chatting off the air. Are you out in the desert? Are you out west? Where are you checking in from this morning?
I'm checking in from the sunny side of the country.
Well, that's good because we got some sunshine out here at the Jersey Shore too, but it's coming to an end here on the East Coast. The fall breeze is coming in, and we've got a big weather. Football weather. And Coach, this is my new show, by the way, the Football Playbook, our first week on the air, and we have a very big Philadelphia contingent. So I know you've got a story about Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Oh, God. What do I know about Philadelphia? I know Benjamin Franklin was big there at one time.
Do you know Jeff Stoutland, this offensive line coach for the Eagles?
Jeff Stoutland was a graduate assistant at Syracuse University for George DeLeon. God rest his soul. George passed away a short while back. And that's when I first met him. I'd go up there and work some players out for the draft. I think I was with the Bears at the time. Maybe it was the Bengals. I can't remember. All right, but I go up there, and then Jeff would capture me in a corner and ask me about all kind of footwork, about the inside zone play and stuff. And then his assistant that he has there was the offensive line coach at the University of Rhode Island at one time. And he would call my mom up, right, and see when I was coming home. So, and asked if he could come over and talk with me, or I could go down to URI and talk with him about offensive line play. So I got some people I know there, right? But Jeff does a wonderful job. Jeff has a national championship ring when he was at Alabama. He's an excellent football coach, and he also has a Super Bowl ring.
Yes.
From Philadelphia. So not many people have those. Not many people get two. One from college and one from pro football. That's a really unique accomplishment to have.
Well, there's a reason why they're keeping him around. I mean, he's been there for, I think, almost a decade now. But you're right. Before Philadelphia, he was down there with Alabama as a O-line coach for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and then he escaped from Saban.
Oh, Coach Bob Wylie here, good friend of the show, joining us on the Football Playbook. Well, he's getting a lot of props because a lot of people have said the Eagles' offensive line is one of the best, if not the best. I don't know how close you're keeping tabs on offensive line units around the league. I know Detroit has a pretty good one. They were on Hard Knocks, so by the way, we'll ask you about that. Any kind of opinion in terms of this Eagles offensive line? They got two potential yellow jacket candidates, and Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson. This Jordan Mailata has developed into a heck of a tackle in his own right.
People say that, Rick, and you say yellow jacket. Okay, it's not, because people will ask me to compare Joe Thomas to Anthony Munoz, and so Joe, he's going to get the yellow jacket. I said, guys, it's not the yellow jacket. You know what I mean? It's the blue ring. They give you a blue ring that's like a Super Bowl ring. You know what I mean? When you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, anybody can go to Men's Warehouse and buy a yellow jacket. You know what I mean? But you can't get those blue rings. Those are special. You know what I mean? So, when people say the yellow jacket stuff, I kind of think it's the blue ring that's really important. They asked me to compare Joe with Anthony. I said, well, right now I'd have to pick Anthony because Joe doesn't have the blue ring yet, but he will. You know what I mean? He'd be a first round ballot guy. You know, but to go back to the Eagle offensive line, you know, when you put it together and you got all these guys and you go through training camp and you say, hey, you know, it looks good on paper and training camp's okay, you know, because you're trying to save the guys. You got to save them a little bit for when it really counts, the preseason. You know, at the end of preseason, everybody has the same record. None of it counts. You know, so you now you got to go play. Okay, now once you go out to play, that's where it all. That's where you start to count the numbers. You know what I mean? That's where, you know, are they going to be second? Are they going to be fourth? Who knows where they're going to be? All they need to know is that what is their production of each player is the only thing that matters. The production of each guy is the only thing that matters. Did he block his guy at this play? Did he do his job? And then did the offensive line, did those five guys play with one heartbeat? Okay. And a lot of it, you know, uh, sacks. That's always a great thing. They blame all the sacks go to the offensive line. It doesn't matter. The quarterback can hold the ball for 3 days, okay, but they're going to give the sack to the offensive line, okay. And the same thing with receivers run the wrong routes and they get sacked. When running backs block the wrong guys, they get sacked or miss a guy. Tight end goes out when he's not supposed to. There's a sack and it belongs to the offensive line, okay. And those guys.
Oh, did we lose?
They're so resilient, okay? You got to blow that stuff off. So when they talk about sacks in the offensive line, the sacks belong to everybody. Everybody has a part in it. You know, the receivers have to run the right depth. They got to run the right routes. The quarterback's got to release the ball at the right time, okay? He's got to get to the right launch point, okay? The backs got to get the right guys, okay? You know, so there's a whole mess of things that go into, you know what I mean, the sacks. You know, and there's some really good pass rushes out there. My God, it's and so when you put together an offensive line game plan, okay, there's two game plans that you give those guys. Okay, Monday and Tuesday when they come to work, I'm sure Stoutland does. Everybody basically does the same thing. You know, I wanted my guys. You give me a plan on how you're going to block that guy you line up against. You know what I mean? So they're going to have a game plan on how they're blocking the individual that they need to play against. And they can put that together themselves on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, because they really, the Monday afternoon and all day Tuesday and Tuesday night, they are off. Wednesday morning when they come in, they got to have some type of plan and how they're going to practice. You know, like if they're playing against Bosa, Bosa's a proactive guy. A reactive guy. So excuse me. So if I want Bosa to stay outside, I can just put my right hand out. Okay, he's going to knock it down. He's going to stay outside. So he goes off of what you do. If I want him to go inside, I set a little high, put both hands out. He's going to come across my face. So if the God's coming with me, I can send him to the God. Okay. Well, you're going to have all those type of plans in place, right? When you go to the line of scrimmage, how am I going to block this guy? And then on Wednesday morning, now the offensive line coach, you know, Stoutland, he's going to give them the schematics of how they're going to block the defense. Okay. What plays they're going to run versus certain fronts, what plays they're going to check, what protections they're going to run versus certain blitzes, how they're going to get themselves into the right protections when they see the blitz contours. Okay. So that's another game plan that they install on Wednesday morning. Okay. And then Thursday, they're going to get the nickel game plan. And then Friday, the short yardage and goal line and red zone stuff. And, you know, so those guys go through a tremendous amount of learning. Okay. It's just not go out there and block the guy. You know what I mean? And the better they play, usually the better your team is. I'm going to give you I don't know, maybe it's useless information. You guys can figure it out, okay? Which I thought was really interesting myself. There's been 56 Super Bowls, 56. 48 out of the 56 have had Hall of Fame or future Hall of Fame quarterbacks playing them, okay? If you don't have that guy, okay, good chance you're probably not going to go. Okay, you're just playing football on Sunday afternoons.
Wow. 48 out of 56. That's like got to be 95, 90%. So that leads us into a question that somebody had in the chat room. They wanted to know your thoughts if you believe Jalen Hurts is going to be that quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Any thoughts there?
Again, it's tough to tell how they're going to play when they first start. I mean, he's got a lot of athletic ability, makes plays with his legs. You know what I mean? It's just how they all play together as one. It's going to come down to him. It really does. That one guy. I always group quarterbacks into there's like 3, maybe 4 categories. There's a category of quarterbacks that they're going to win you 5 or 6 games. Right? They're going to get you fired. Okay. Then there's the quarterbacks that are going to be. They're going to get you 8, 9 games, maybe get you to the first round. You know, Andy Dalton, Baker Mayfield, those kind of guys. Okay. And eventually they're going to get you fired. You know, look how many times that Andy Dalton took, Marvin Lewis, they took the Bengals to the playoffs and lost in the first round. Eventually they fired Marvin. That's as far as Andy's going to get you. He's not going to get you any farther than that. You know what I mean? Then you got the elite set of guys like the Mahomes, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's. I mean, those guys, they can win it for you. Okay? They don't have to be surrounded by a whole lot of great talent. I mean, it helps to be surrounded by great talent, okay? But they can win it by themselves for you. All right. So there's not many of those guys on the planet. What group do you put them in? Then you got the younger guys like the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the kid over at San Diego. Those are really good up and coming solid quarterbacks that are going to be someday they're going to be in the higher echelon of the quarterbacks. And I don't know if they're going to be as good as Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and some of those guys. Okay. Russell Wilson, but they're going to be, they are good quarterbacks right now. So that one guy makes everybody better. He makes the offensive line better. He makes the receivers better. He makes the offense better. He makes the defense better. He makes the special teams better. He makes the whole team better at one position.
Coach Bob Wylie here of Hard Knocks fame. Set Hut, you got it right here. The Football Playbook with Ric Serritella. We have one more guest we got to sneak in here, Coach Wylie. So I apologize because I wanted to have you on for longer, and we'll try to get you on again in the future. But I did want to let the listening audience at home. You are just a fountain of knowledge. You've been coaching the offensive line for over 5 decades. I don't know anybody who can educate someone better on the offensive line. Of course, good friends with Dante Scarnecchia and so many of your fellow brethren with your offensive line coaching camp each year. And I know you partnered with Coach Keith Grabowski that we'll have on at some point as well. But tell the listening audience at home, have you circled some dates yet for this year's or next year's camp? And where can they find more information?
Well, it's always, you can get on the coolclinic.com, okay? And it's always the third Friday, Saturday in May. It's been the third Friday and Saturday in May for 40 years. Now, we just added a Thursday night to it because we were running into some mini camp problems with the pro guys. So I took all the pro guys and put them on a Thursday night. You know what I mean? And now this year we're going to go back to Cincinnati and have it live, but we're also going to do it virtual. So we're going to send it out virtual from Cincinnati, but if you want to come to the clinic and be like the old days where we'll get 400 line coaches in a room, okay, then that's a lot of fun to do with them, okay? We couldn't do it the last couple of years because of COVID, you know what I mean? But this year we're going to go back to Cincinnati and do the same stuff that we've done over 40 years.
No, that's outstanding, and I know we'll have you on plenty before now and then. Appreciate you waking up here with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties and late notice. As you know, we're dealing with a lot both on and off the air, and I definitely gave Samantha sent her some love yesterday when I saw her. I told her that you said hello, and I'll keep you posted on that situation, and we'll chat. We'll try to get you back on the show very soon, Coach, but appreciate you taking some time here.
All right. Good day. Have a good day, guys.
All right.